Following the success of the hunt that happened earlier this year, at least from the economy side, Roblox decided that enough time had passed to make another hunt-like event, this time called the Classic. This time around, Classic or old Roblox, if you have eyes. But did Roblox actually take criticism seriously this time around? Well, you already know where this is going. Started from May 23rd until the 28th, the Classic is Roblox's take on what if companies run out of future ideas. They bring back the old stuff kids nowadays wouldn't know. That's basically how you get free traction for everyone. This time around, instead of having 100 games in the event, we only have 15. That's good, right? Roblox, listen. Yeah, but there's some explanation I need to do first. Instead of just collecting badges to trade for items, the Classic has two different currencies. Tickets, simply known as ticks, an old currency Roblox used to have before being removed in 2016. The other currency being game tokens, or Roblox tokens, or just tokens? I don't know, whatever the hell you call this thing, they could have brought back player points, to be honest. It would have been so much better. Each participating game in the event has 10 ticks and 5 tokens to get, totaling at 225 different badges. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have 100 games in this thing. Tokens were used to buy the event items, while ticks were used to get the in-game items for the hub. Speaking of event items, I gotta say that some of these items are so good and a fun reference to old traditions. Along with that, Roblox brought back launcher items and they look cool as well, except for the Star Creator pie. I think that's one to miss. Right off the bat, I love the hub, and I don't think anyone can disagree with that. It nails the job perfectly, closely resembling Roblox in the early 2010s era. Massive shout out to Twin Atlas, the people that created the hub. You guys did amazing. They saw how bland the hub in the hunt was and decided to lock in to create, as far as I think, the best hub in any Roblox event ever. There's so many throwbacks like the Happy Home, the Roblox HQ, sword fights on the hikes, the old mobile avatar background. You get the idea. There's also so much to do in the hub, like obbies, racing, character quests, and destroy bricks with rocket launcher, like in the brick battle days. All of these give you ticks and tokens to help out in the event, making it non-mandatory to get all 15 badges in each game, unlike the hunt. There's also a Trance Machine near spawn which shows the amount of ticks collected by everyone on the platform, which is cool for numbers. Wonder what happens when it fills up. Anyway, seems so far Roblox is doing a great job with the feedback, but how about the...
You are the first people ever to witness my famous cookie recipe, man-face M&Ms and chocolate chip.
Since there's only 15 games this time around, I think I can manage fitting them all in the video. Also, for your information, I did not finish the event due to reasons mentioned throughout the games, so I got a friend to help out with some of them.
Hi Chad, I'm Teapot. I run a very much dead channel, and that's about as recognizable as I get. I did, however, complete the event and leave you to hope with covering some games, so I'll be your host when the time comes. Anyways,
Fuck off. Anyways, let's get right into reviewing each game. Dusty trick was simple. All you had to do was drive 10,000 meters in the classic car and reach the Roblox HQ to fight 1s1s1s1, a famous Roblox creepypasta legend. Oh yeah, I'll mention this guy a lot, so I'll just call him 1s1. Along the way, you'll stumble upon classic Roblox structures and find ticks hidden around them. Each through 100 meters, there will be a task you have to do before you can move onwards, such as killing NPCs and avoiding bridge gap. Although a bit time consuming, the game's task was quite fun and this was one of the best in the event. Like in the hunt, Arsenal had to move through areas while killing enemies, only this time around, it's retrofied. Not much to mention here, it's just Arsenal, but there's a little cool section near the end where it's an entire reference to Flat Escape. I think that's pretty neat. Though I will say Arsenal's janky moments do not fit obvious whatsoever. There's ticks hidden along your way before you fight off against 1s1 in an epic boss fight. Oh, never mind. You're gonna gain the other tokens by reaching the end with specific requirements. Didn't fully beat this one, as I remember how bad I am at shooters. There's just no way I'm gonna be able to beat this with just the pistol. The rest to impress was fine. You had to find 3 ticks in the lobby and 7 of them in the dressing room. Good luck finding all of them though without a tutorial, as one of them is hidden inside a non-collidable pillar. How am I supposed to find that regularly? After getting all ticks, the cool retro portal unlocks and teleports you to a classic obby, as classic as our 15 avatars goes. Throughout the obby, you'll find the tokens laying around. They weren't hard to locate. Something I was wondering while doing this one were the random split paths that led to nowhere. There's not even a token there, so why make it? It just confuses players, I think. Other than that, I prefer this one more than what they did for the hunt. I hated getting those bunnies. Bee Swarm Simulator was a bit challenging. This one was tower defense like, where you have enemies spawn on the other end of the path. Very PvZ inspired. Bricks were used as a currency to purchase weapons and tools to help you with the swarm of slimes and zombies incoming. They also increase in health as the waves go on, having you beat 2 waves for a token. The strategy that pretty much everyone used was to have some people get swords to fend off, while the other people get the trouble to try and block the enemies from reaching the swarm. This one was way more fun than the Dusty Trip, I would say, as nothing's more satisfying than rummaging through lots of bricks once a group of zombies die. Fun. Yeah, I just mentioned the firebrand is literally the best weapon there. Toilet tower defense is a game. Why is this here? Quest, yeah. Before, get this guy. Kill toilets with this guy. Pretty overpowered though, so placing 2 of them at max level can guarantee you a win. He's going to get nervous, isn't he? Oh yeah, they brought back Crossroads as a map. That's classic. Well, look, it's 1x1. Yeah, I gotta admit, bringing his classic look as a true appearance is an awesome callback. Other than that, it's Skibidi Toilet. You'll only really struggle if you don't have good towers, or if you haven't played a tower defense game before. It wasn't that hard. Clip It was a weird one. For those unaware, it's TikTok, but on Roblox. Yeah, tell me about it. In Clip It, you need to make clips with classic Roblox characters to get tokens, like David Bazuki and John Doe. Oh yeah, I forgot the hacker guy. That's pretty much it. Nothing really special. There's old Roblox maps, but they're mostly just for hiding ticks. Nothing noteworthy.
Gunfight Arena was a really fun one to play. It had the cheat code of being an enjoyable game while having a relevant task type feeling. I had a blast playing this one just because I enjoy FPS games. To start off, the maps and classic guns had a cool design attributed to them. It really did feel like a Crossroads or Doomspire Brick Battle type collaboration. As for earning tickets, 5 ticks are scattered around each map and you need to shoot at them to collect them. Nothing special, it's just like most of the games in this event. The tokens task was definitely more on the interesting side of the spectrum, mostly because it felt pretty mixed at times for me. You had to tag a specific number of times with each classic weapon. On one side, they had the rocket launcher and paintball weapons, which were pretty fun to use, while the weapons like the Super Ball and Slingshot were hard to get kills with. Luckily, these ones didn't have as many tags required. In summary, the game was fun to play through even with the overall basic task for the ticks and tokens.
Tower Defense Simulator also wasn't anything special. I'm not saying it's worse than Tower Defense, I'll never say that, but still. They brought back maps from the game in their original form, which is nice. They also gave you the towers you need to beat the map, so you don't have to strategize like a fucking nerd. After that, repeat for 4 other maps for the rest of the tokens. Throughout the rounds, there's a dialogue with 1x1 about how we should stop or something, only for him to not even appear as a boss in the last map, instead being the Fallen King, an already established enemy from the game. Why would you monologue threaten the player if you don't even appear at the end? What's even the point? That's only my real complaint about this one.
This one was annoying to complete. I'll start off with the positive aspects. I definitely do think the boss fight with 1x1 was cool, had a well-designed map, and was fun dodging all the obstacles he would throw at you. This boss fight gave you a ticket which made you unlock a crate to spin for a prize. Generally speaking, the overall rewards you got by collecting the Bloxicles or from the crate were pretty sweet. The FFX, swords, emotes were well made and functioned as an extra gift you can get. If you didn't notice by now, I haven't mentioned any ticks or tokens. Funnily enough, all the things above aren't related to your task, not even a boss fight. Well, technically, but more on that in a minute. The goal in terms of ticks was to find them around 10 different Blade Ball maps, which is okay, I guess. The token task is the one that most people can agree was painful to complete. It to complete 3 tasks related to playing the game, like blocking the ball, eliminating your fellow peers, winning games, all that basic stuff. What made it annoying to go through was how long it took to complete these. I'll firstly state the obvious, you're repeating 3 tasks over and over until you reach your final goal of collecting 120 XP to get all 5 tokens. This makes the game stale and definitely not boring to the slightest to repeat. My other problem is that there's no way to skip these tasks. It ends up feeling like a chore to finish them if you want to earn the next set of tasks, which can make it feel long for individuals if they have a quest like defeat 1x1 boss 3 times. Also, this quest is the only thing keeping the boss relevant, at least that's how I see it. By the way, pre-nerf, you were able to collect around 20 XP per 3 tasks. They changed it to 35 XP in the last 2 days, I think. If you do the math with the amount you need, this means people will need to complete 3 set quests 6 times, which is around 3 to 4 hours depending on how long you took. Take what you will with that information. In summary, everything unrelated to task was done pretty well, but the actual task for completing the event makes me want to pull my teeth out with pliers and shave my hair bald.
Dragon Adventure sent you to find classic eggs around 5 different worlds. They kinda have a set spawn location, but sometimes it's also random. Each world had 1 token egg and 2 ticks eggs. You get a token egg by filling up the egg bar on the screen, while the ticks egg has a rare chance to spawn instead of the regular classic egg. This one was quite tedious to do, as not only are the worlds massive and how repetitive the task is, but also how randomized the egg spawns are, and how sometimes the ticks egg can take forever to spawn depending on your luck. They also had a pay-to-win game pass to show where the eggs are on the world, which is kinda scummy. Lifetopia turned you into a delivery person. How is this classic? You had a grocery list to fill in the supermarket before delivering it to an NPC on the map. Easy, right? Yeah, it is easy. But then you have to repeat the test 14 other times. What? Okay, what is with these games having repetitive tasks that endures you for so fucking long? Sure, Beastworm and Dusty Trip also had pretty much the same tasks all around, but at least every time you do it, it's different enough to stand out amongst the other tasks. The difference in this one was just how long your grocery list is and how far you had to go to reach the client. Like, if this repeats one more time, I'm going clinically insane.
Ah, yes, Driving Empire. The game where you drive cars and nothing else. Honestly, this game felt repetitive and boring. I'll start by saying the map looked pretty neat. I liked the design and hints to classic Roblox. The cars you get from the reward section are also a nice touch to the classic aspect of old Roblox. That's it. Everything else felt rushed. I'll go straight to the point. The Ticks quest was okay-ish, I guess. You have to find them around the map, which seems to be the norm with most of these games. Tokens are on a completely different scale. While the ticks were boring and basic to do, the tokens were infuriating and long. You have to get 500 reward points, which shouldn't be too hard, except it literally makes you stay in the game for as long as you can to squeeze as much of that sweet premium payout from users. All jokes aside, yeah, the way to collect reward points were either from getting it every minute, delivering citizens around a specific destination, or racing against the one and only Builder Mill. I didn't really despise this one as much as Blade Ball, but it definitely wasn't the least enjoyable for me. It felt like a chore to go through as I had to race over and over to complete this task. In short, long, boring, and tedious to go through.
In the Dot Me, you had to take care of a classic Tipo until it fully grew up. This one sucks. It's probably worse than Lifetopia, where at least you had something to keep you there. This one was just straight AFK. You had to wait every 5 minutes for your stupid teapot to ask for something. Like, dude, you're a teenager, get some ice cream yourself. There's ticks hidden around the map and in some buildings, though I think the Dot Me suffers a bit due to the map size and the sheer amount of buildings you had to check if you didn't have a tutorial pulled up.
Bed Wars reused the old game mode they had from roughly 2 years ago for this event, which is to defend the center from a horde of penguins. It lasts about 10 waves, with the final wave having to fight the king penguin. Honestly, reusing it was just a lazy play from Bed Wars' side. I also definitely do think the balancing stage was completely skipped over, as this was one of, if not the hardest ones me and Leaf had to complete. We had a full squad of skilled players and we still struggled heavily. Anyways, you gain tokens when beating a specific wave, and the ticks were scattered around the map and lobby. You gain tokens in the waves 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10 respectively after completing it. As for the ticks, 8 were scattered around the lobby and 2 in the actual game mode. Honestly, this one didn't have anything classic involved and felt like mostly reused assets.
And that's all the games in the classic. I tried to put the good games at the top with the ones I want dead by hammers below them. You can probably tell what the line is. Wonder how much time the devs got to work on their integration this time around. To be real, it was probably around 2 weeks like the hunt, as leaks appear closely around that time, which means Roblox totally ignored that part of the complaint. But it's fine. There were some genuinely good tasks in here which were enjoyable and fun. Good job on that. But yeah, that should be everything. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that one. Like the infinite egg during the hunt, the classic appeared to have more than it seemed on the surface. If you paid attention around the hub, you would notice the different colored numbers you could find. There were 4 of them in total, near the epic duck, inside the moon, near the hunt portal, and inside the volcano, and they changed for every server. At the start, no one knew what to do with these numbers, as there seems to be no place to put them together, until this happened.
That's it? That's the.
Live event.
That was just a bunch of.
Free models.
What a rip!
Roblox.
Well, ain't that anticlimactic? I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting anything fancy like a boss fight, so at least that beats my expectation. I mean, it's as classic as a Roblox boss fight can go, but you don't even get anything from that. No freedom, not even a badge. You get the fucking credits to roll, which already exist on the map. It's just a waste of time to do. Like, I don't know, man. 1s1 has been built up throughout so many years in advance as this foe, stalking players and all that, only for him to show up with his little 40k robot sword and chase us like a zombie. Isn't that a bit underwhelming? The classic was bad. It did what the hunt didn't, which is a good thing in some aspects, but definitely bad in others. The hub was awesome. It was clearly made by people that love the platform. The games, however, are the polar opposite. While yes, we did get 85 less games, they're filled with repeated boring tasks all over to squeeze premium payouts out of you, or just make you want to pull your heart out. Some of them definitely tried their best, but failed to do so. It's like biting into a beautiful cake with unbaked insides. Apparently, Roblox closely monitor what the games integrated, so it wasn't shitty. But I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like they really did that part well, didn't they? Not to mention the very rushed boss fight at the end with no rewards. It was frustrating at best. All in all, the classic wasn't much better than the hunt. At best, it's on par. I really hope Roblox looks at the complaints this time around, as they were so close to making this event great. But I think that's about it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.